Now, I done told you before, and I'm gonna say it again. Witchcraft and politics are not separate. They've been intertwined since the beginning of the persecutions. So if you thought your phone glitched or you're claiming that I'm deviating from my normal content, think again. Witchcraft has always been about reclaiming power, challenging oppressive systems, and refusing to be controlled. And if you didn't know that, I'm gonna have to revoke your cauldron privileges. Yeah. And while we're on the subject of refusing to be controlled, today I want to talk to you about one of the sneakiest tactics used to ensure we all remain in check: diffusion of responsibility. Diffusion of responsibility is one of the biggest tools those in power rely on to keep people complacent and divided. It happens when individuals within a group setting are less inclined to take action because they assume someone else will. And the bigger the group, the stronger the effect. This psychological phenomenon is exactly why oppressive governments and corrupt systems thrive, because they know if they can keep people disconnected and overwhelmed, that no one will feel responsible enough to stand up and fight back. Psychological studies, such as the well-known bystander effect conducted by John Darley and Bibb Latané, have demonstrated how people are less likely to intervene in an emergency when others are present. The diffusion of responsibility spreads across the group, resulting in a sense of inaction and effectively allowing harmful situations to persist. Governments and institutions exploit this cognitive bias by fostering environments where individuals feel powerless and disconnected from collective action. They're able to do this by implementing complex bureaucratic systems and enforcing strict hierarchical structures, but also by bombarding the public with overwhelming amounts of information to create the illusion that meaningful change is out of reach. By doing this, they ensure that the responsibility to challenging injustices becomes so diluted across the population that no one takes initiative. Diffusion of responsibility thrives when people believe that their actions don't matter. But in reality, collective action begins with individual responsibility. Governments rely on passivity by creating disconnection and overwhelming people with bureaucracy and misinformation, making change seem impossible. But it's really important to remember that no matter how small, consistent efforts such as engaging in local activism or educating others or even just refusing to participate in unjust policies create meaningful impact. Building strong community connections through grassroots movements or protests or mutual support fosters shared responsibility and encourages action. Even small acts like boycotting unethical businesses or spreading awareness online chip away at oppressive systems. Empowering yourself through self-education is also another powerful way to resist. Understanding things like historical movements and your legal rights and different manipulation tactics that are used will help prepare you to navigate and challenge oppression effectively. Sharing this knowledge with others helps break the cycle of inaction and builds collective strength. Ultimately, breaking free from diffusion of responsibility means embracing the fact that every action counts, whether that's through amplifying marginalized voices or holding those in power accountable, or even just refusing to remain silent. Change happens when individuals recognize their influence and take action, both individually and together.